guys, it's Jessica, and today I'm going to share with you guys a ton of empties. I've got some makeup empties, some hair care, skin care, perfume, all kinds of things like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. So right now I'm suffering from seasonal allergies, and I know I'm not alone. And so I'm trying this. I feel like I've tried every kind of allergy medicine under the sun and none of them work. And right now I'm going through that, like where my ear itches and like the roof of my mouth itches. And if you know what I mean, it like, there's nothing you can do about it. Like I'm constantly like trying to itch it with my tongue. So I'm trying this. It's a Chinese tea and I can't think of the brand, but it's specifically for like allergies. So we'll see if it works. Right now it's really hot, but like I know it'll feel good on the roof of my mouth. So let's start with makeup empties. Now some of this is kind of a declutter of makeup products that I've had for a while because I loved them and they're just getting old and I'm like, I've just got to get rid of them, and they're not completely empty, but they're just too old. The first one is the NARS lip gloss in Turkish Delight. I love this. I've done a dupes video where I found a dupe for this in the drugstore. So if you're curious about what that dupe is, I'll link that video below. It was a couple months ago. There were a lot of dupes in that, but it's such a pretty, like kind of creamy, light pink. It just looks really nice and feminine on the lips. I just really like it, but it's kind of getting that point where it kind of smells a little bit off and I'm like, I don't want to risk it. It's not worth it. So it's time to let this go. So goodbye. Goodbye, you expensive thing. Darn you. Okay. The next thing is this is another kind of declutter. This one's just getting a little bit too old. This is the Gorgeous Cosmetics Base Perfect Liquid Foundation. This is one of my favorites, and it's kind of a rare one that, like, this company sent me a long time ago a bunch of their products, and I think this is one of the few things I still have. All of them are really good, but just as I declutter more and more, I just wasn't reaching for a lot of the things, but this is one I love. The good news is I have an unopened backup of this, so I'll be able to just tear into that, but I wear the shade 1NBBP, and this works better for me kind of now when I'm a little bit more bronzed. I mean, I'm not like tan by any means, but if you see me looking up there, my husband, oh man, he's the bomb. He figured out how to like hook the camera up to our TV up there so I can actually see like when I'm in focus and when I'm not, because like I can't film when he's not here because the whole video is out of focus. Like I don't know what's wrong with me, but it's really hard to like see from afar. And anyway, so I'm gonna try not to look up there, but it is kind of like throwing me off. It's very odd. Anyway, it's really nice. It covers really well. It just has a pump, kind of cheap plastic packaging, and it's kind of an expensive foundation, but it just covers really well. It doesn't break up on my skin or oxidize or look weird, and it just sits nicely. Now, I don't wear foundation every day like I used to. I really do use BB creams. So this is for like if I'm going out to special night and I want high coverage. I love this. And this doesn't have SPF in it that I know of. Yeah, so it doesn't give weird flashback in photos either. Love it. Going kind of out of order here. This is a hair empty. This is from Living Proof, and it's their Perfect Hair Day Dry Shampoo. This stuff is so good, and I'd heard a lot of people talk about it, and I'm like, okay, like I've tried 10 million dry shampoos, and you know, I really like the Batiste ones. There are some that I've tried, like I think it was the Garnier one maybe I didn't like, or there are a couple that I've tried from the drugstore I just didn't like, and some that I do. But you know, this one's kind of pricey, and I'm like, how much better can it be? Because I've tried some expensive ones that really were not great at all. This one was so good. Like this is one of the few dry shampoos that when I would put it in my hair would be better with this than it would have been the first day, the day before. And it doesn't like feel heavy, but it doesn't feel weird like it's making it light in a weird way. It's like right in between, and it just makes your hair smell really good, and I love it. This is one that I've got like 1 or 2 dry shampoos of another brand I want to use, but once I'm completely out of dry shampoo, I think I'm going to purchase this because yes, it's expensive, but your hair is like a big part of your day. It's a big part of the way you look, and also when it smells really nice, you just feel like put together. So I love this stuff. Another hair empty is this Tresemme Tray 2 spray. I know that Emily Noel loves this stuff, and I like it well enough. I think it's got good hold, but I hate the smell. It's kind of that kind of classic hairspray smell, and I'm just like, ooh. Makes me think of like being in show choir. I don't know. So long story short, it's not my favorite. Now, would I buy it in a pinch, like if I were not at home and I needed like a travel size? I know they sell this and I know that it works pretty well. I would still buy it again, but it's certainly not like my favorite. Oh my gosh, this next favorite I can't believe is a favorite. This is the Yes To Coconut Hydrate and Restore Ultra Hydrating Melting Cleanser. Now this was something that they had sent this to me with a couple of their other products, and I love coconut scents. And there are a lot of products recently that I've been trying with coconut. Like there's some Aveeno products I am obsessed with right now. This and a couple of others that I'm just really into coconut right now. And this one was a melting cleanser. And it threw me off because when I read about it, it said, okay, it says try this cleanser 2 ways to melt away dirt and impurities. Squirt a dollop in hand and then add water to create a creamy emulsion. Or you can use it dry on your face and then add water and it'll kind of emulsify on your face. So I've tried it both ways, but my favorite and the way I ended up doing it for the rest of the bottle is by just getting it dry. So I would use like something like Bioderma or some kind of makeup remover to take off my eye makeup. And then I would just get a squirt of this in dry hands, rub it together and just rub it all over my face. And it really felt weird doing that because it was completely like dry and it was just like a thick, almost petroleum jelly-like feel to it. Anyway, and then you'd add warm water and it would just emulsify on your face. And what I loved about it was the smell, the way it applied, and the fact that it really did remove like everything. And my skin feels so like moisturized when I'm done every time. Now, of course, they still put a serum and moisturizer on after it, but it just makes my skin not feel stripped and not feel just completely dried out. And I feel like just like looking at my skin, I feel like it is so much healthier ever since I started using this and I really started using serums regularly, and ever since I stopped using foundation every single day. So instead I'll use like a BB cream or something and then maybe put like a little bit of powder foundation in the areas like right here I get a lot of redness just to cover that, but other than that, that's really it. So, oh my gosh, I just talked about this forever. I'm so sorry. It is awesome. I will link it below as all of these will be linked, but I love this stuff. I need to buy another one now. So you saw this, but this is the Bioderma Sensibio H2O. This is the makeup removing micellar solution for sensitive skin. This bigger one I bought when, well, let me think. This one I bought in Paris last summer. This one I bought in London last winter. I bought it in Paris to try it and we didn't have much room in our luggage, so I bought the small one. And I was like, this is just really nice because you put it on a cotton pad, you kind of hold it on your eye and it just kind of gets into the makeup and then you can wipe it. And it really does wipe off a lot of it without having to scrub back and forth. Now, I'm not saying that one swipe will get it all off, but pretty close to it. So I bought a bigger one in London when I had more room in my luggage. They're both gone. Right now I'm using the Garnier micellar water, not the waterproof but the regular kind. It really is nice. It does kind of sting my eyes a little bit, which I thought was kind of weird, and I can't decide if it's because I've been using like a waterproof liquid liner lately and it's a little bit harder to get off. That's my only guess. So there are too many variables right now, so I don't know if it's that or not. So I think once I run out of the Garnier, I might go back to this. I don't know, but the Garnier really is nice. Another makeup empty is the Dr. Jart BB Plus, or the BB Beauty Balm. And it's got SPF of 45. This is the one obviously in the gold tube. This one is amazing because I love the packaging. It looks like a squeezy tube, but it's not. It's got a pump. It's the BB cream that got me into BB creams because there were so many I tried from the drugstore and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't like the way any of these make my skin feel, except for I did find one. I'll tell you about it in my April favorites video. But anyway, it was the first one that made me fall in love with BB cream because it was kind of a gray tone. And I felt like every BB cream I ever tried either made my skin look orange or it just did nothing. And this one had a little bit of coverage, but not a lot because it's not a foundation. And it didn't make my skin orange or look weird and oxidized or make it look too oily or too dry. It was just right. And I just fell in love with this. So I've since bought the black label. It's called like their Black Label Detox. And it's the Dr. Jart Beauty Balm and it's in, of course, a black tube. And it is really nice too. It has less SPF. That one's got SPF 25, so I'm kind of trying each and deciding. But I was really sad when this one was gone. It's really pricey, but you guys, if you've tried so many BB creams and you're tired of spending your money on it and constantly being disappointed, you really should try this. It lasted a surprising amount of time and it was absolutely wonderful. All right, next empty is, this is the Miss Dior Eau de Parfum. This looks disgusting. It's like rusted and gross. Like, it's really gross. There's a little bit left, but it has completely changed scent. I'm like, it's time. It's not worth. It still smells kind of good, but every time I'd worn it the past few weeks before I decided it was time, it just didn't smell the way it used to smell. Now, I've decided I can't buy perfumes that are like 3.4 ounces anymore because they always end up going bad before I use them. And I use perfume every single day, and I'm not even like I spray a decent amount on, probably too much, but I want it to last for a little while. This stuff, it took me too long. Now, Miss Dior is one of my favorites. I think this is one that I might buy again once I've used up. I have 2 perfumes right now. I really don't want to have more than 2 because I've realized I used to have like 4 or 5 and I'm like, this is crazy. I don't need this many options. I know what scents I like, and usually I would end up reaching for the same 1 or 2 anyway. So I finally have narrowed it down to 2, and I love those 2. So I love this as well. Once I run out of one of those, I might buy this again, just a smaller one. Another kind of makeup empty is this lip balm, one of my favorites. It's the Nux or Nux, I never know. I think you guys all said it was Nux. Rev de Miel lip balm, and it's just a pot. There's like a little tiny bit left. I might try and use that before I truly get rid of it. But it's just a really thick, weird consistency of a lip balm. But once you really get into it, because the first few uses are weird, it takes a while to kind of almost like warm this thing up. But I went through it quickly, which is good, because since it's in a pot, I don't want to have something like this for months and months because you're constantly dipping your finger into it. It's kind of gross. But I love this. I've tried the kind that's in a tube and it's just not quite the same. I liked it, but not nearly as much as this. This makes my lips feel so soft, and I have big lips. They tend to get chapped really easily, and this is kind of like nip that in the bud. I feel like all winter long, my lips were awesome because of this. I now have like 5 of these around the house. All right, last few makeup empties. This one is my Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara. This stuff is so good. The wand is kind of curved, like a little bit. It's got kind of a divot, but it's not really big. Just kind of natural bristles. It is just amazing. It adds volume, it's really black, it stays the same, it holds the curl, it does everything you want a mascara to do. Now, I bought the Lancome Hypnose Mascara. Not as good. In fact, I used it today. It's okay, but it's just not nearly as good as the Hypnose Drama for me and what I like. So definitely when those run out, and I've got a couple other mascaras I'm trying out too, so I don't need to buy it anytime soon, but that is like the #1 recommendation for a mascara. Last one is the Maybelline Lash Discovery Mini Brush Waterproof. This is one of the most amazing mascaras. It's this tiny, tiny brush. It is amazing at, I use it to kind of prime my lashes. I'll use this first and it'll separate them all, already add, you know, some kind of definition. I'll definitely do my bottom lashes with it, and then I'll take another mascara to go over it. Now, you don't even need another mascara with this, because if you put a couple coats, it just looks gorgeous. It makes your lashes look really long. Like I said, it separates them because of the tiny brush. I love this. So I don't have one in my collection right now, so I need to buy it again. I constantly buy it. It is so, so, so good. One more empty. These are the Up and Up Makeup Remover Cleansing Towelettes. I bought this I just needed some a few months ago, and actually, they were $25. I don't use these daily to wipe my makeup off. I actually use them to wipe swatches off. This is the last one I'm using right now. It was good. I mean, I'm not really picky about makeup towelettes because I'm not using it on my face. Now, if I did, I probably would be, but I just don't. I used to, I just don't anymore. Not really for any reason. I just kind of stopped once I tried like micellar water, and I was like, just like that, so I just don't use it. Anywho, so those are all of my empties for right now. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I love filming these because I get to show you guys what I'm really loving, and maybe some things that I tried the whole thing and I really just didn't like it. I didn't want to repurchase it. But a lot of these, I feel like in my last empties video, there were a lot of products I didn't like that I wouldn't repurchase, but this one was kind of filled with a lot of favorites. So I think because I have downsized a lot, now I'm stuck with a lot of products I love. So as I'm finishing them, I'm like, yeah, I loved that. Yes, I love that, because they were ones I kept because I loved them. So that is always a great feeling. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you'll subscribe to catch more of my makeup and beauty videos, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.